Hey guys, this is Emmanuel here, and I am about to do my first ever review of the Microsoft Surface Pro, which I just got in the mail today, 128 gigs. And I guess I'll start off by saying I'm pretty excited because I ordered it over a month ago, and I actually am living in Europe, and I ordered a US version because I wanted it to be completely English, and I finally got it today in the mail, so I'm pretty excited. So we're just gonna start off unboxing this post box. Hoping my phone doesn't just fall off. It's a little too hard to unbox this while holding the camera. So we're gonna try it like this. If I can ever cut through the freaking mounds of tape. Geez, I swear they could just pack this thing all in tape and it would get here fine without cardboard or anything. Okay, so here we go. Some sort of specially dedicated laptop box, I am told. So we've got our air pack in, and yeah, all sorts of goodies. And here we have the type keyboard for the Surface. That's the one with the keys that actually move and give tactile feedback. And here we have finally the Surface Pro. Oh, how I've waited for you, Surface Pro. So long. It's interesting. What the heck have they done here? Some sort of weird plastic to cardboard. Hopefully I can get this out without freaking slamming it on anything. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Alright, so let's get rid of this. And here we have it. And I have to say, picking it up, it's actually pretty hefty. I mean, I know that the Surface Pro is, what is it, 2.5 pounds, I think? But I mean, it's just like, it's a pretty heavy box. And I mean, I guess normally that's not a good thing because you want a tablet that's light, but I mean, I'm kind of just holding the box. I mean, I feel like, yeah, this is going to be a really sturdy, a really good product. So let's open it up and find out. So we have first the outside tape right here. And I have to say, I've watched about 1 million reviews while waiting for my Surface, so I mean, I pretty much know how to run the device even before I've gotten one. So let's just start off and get rid of this tape. Try to put down the camera again. So we have some nice tape. Doesn't, like, in case you're a pack rat and you like to keep all your boxes and stuff, it didn't rip any of the paper off. There's a little bit of glue residue, but I mean, the box is still good. So we have the actual Surface box now inside, and again, from all the reviews that I've seen, I know that there's another piece of tape right here. I mean, I suppose, whatever, who cares, the locations of the tape, but I will just pull that off now. And again, just a little bit of glue residue for all you pack rats who want to keep your boxes. But here we go. The moment of truth, the moment I've been waiting for over a month for. Oh, beautiful. So we have a nice little setup with the Surface right here on top, and then you've got your power brick right here, and a nice blue background, but let's go ahead and see what we got underneath. The tablet is pretty hefty, and again, maybe that's not such a good thing, but I personally like something that feels like it's sturdy, like if maybe, you know, the point is not to drop anything, any sort of electronic device, I mean any phone or anything, but I mean I like something that if it feels like if I drop it, maybe it'll, I mean, hold up a little bit. So unfortunately you can't capture weights with cameras or digital devices, so I guess you'll just have to take my word for it that it's sturdy and heavy, but not so much so that, I don't know, I guess if you were holding it out here for 10 or 20 or 30 minutes, then you'd start to get a little bit tired, but I mean, it's, I don't know, I'm hoping that if you're using that, you don't need to do that. So here now we have the Wacom pen with the eraser on top, which does actually erase, for those of you who haven't watched reviews or didn't know for sure. And then we have the little docking connector. It doesn't require power or anything, but this button actually allows you to do a right click when you're using the hover over feature. And we've got a blue tip, which I think is kind of, I mean, it's a pretty nice looking pen. It could probably pass for a real pen, but then they put a blue tip on the top, and I always thought that looked kind of silly. And then lastly, we have our power brick, which I think is also pretty cool because, as people already probably know, it has a USB charging port on it. So you don't have to, you can leave your, there's one USB 3.0 port on the Surface Pro. It is on this side, yep. And the charging port on the adapter allows you to be able to charge your device while charging another device, but leaving the USB 3.0 port free to be used with other stuff. And then here's the little cable that goes between the power adapter and the wall. So like I said, I live in Europe, and I bought a little replacement cord, where it is, so that I am able to plug it into the wall. And actually I was able to find this at my local electronics store. It has the same kind of adapter as the Surface Pro does. You can see they're both the same thing. So I wanted to be able to plug the adapter into the wall and not have to worry about having an international adapter that would allow this one right here to go into the wall. I figured it's too much of a hassle bringing a separate piece if I want to plug it in on the go or whatever. So I bought this, and it was about let's say $8. I mean, the currency is different. It's Swiss francs. It was about 7 francs 95, and so yeah, it's about 8 or maybe 9 US dollars. So then we have our little Surface, I guess, instruction booklet. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with any CDs of like installing Microsoft Word or Windows or Microsoft Office is what I mean. I mean, I know the RT comes with the whole Office suite, but I mean, for $1,000, I feel like you should at least get Office suite and all sorts of other goodies. But I mean, whatever. I mean, for all those who are crafty, you can always get Office suite in other ways. So let's see if there's anything important in here. Looks like how to connect the cover, how to turn on the device, software setup, and the locations and names of all the buttons on the device. And then here is a little thing in English, French, and Spanish. Yeah, just the disclaimers and all that. So, I guess I could extend this video into a setup, an initial setup. I'm hoping, I guess I could unbox the keyboard too. Keyboard is not like the Surface Box was. It is pretty straightforward, just a box and a plastic cover. It just slides in and out, so. No, that's not a good angle. Well, I'll have to do this again with one hand. And, oh, I guess there was a little bit of tape on that too, which apparently came off. Yeah, I got ripped off before. But whatever. It's not really important. I have the keyboard now. Okay, so, and here's the keyboard. It is, well, I mean, what can I say? It's an actual keyboard. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's a small size. It's got all of your keys. The only thing that doesn't have, which I always prefer to have on my keyboards, but understandably so because it's such a small keyboard and such a small device, is the number pad over here. I always love to have the number pad. I hate using numbers up here. But I mean, realizing that it's such a small device, I mean, you can't really complain with what you have here. I mean, you got every key. You even have some setting keys, search and all that other kind of stuff. You basically have everything that you need. And if you need more, then, I don't know, you should just cry about it. But, yep. And so let's go ahead and take the plastic off the Surface, and I suppose I'll set up the kickstand and see just exactly how the keyboard connects. I'm really sorry if the camera angles are bad. It's just really hard to freaking take a video and unbox a Microsoft Surface Pro. I don't know, maybe it goes easier with a MacBook Air or something else like that, but I can now say from experience, unboxing a Microsoft Surface Pro with one hand and using the camera with the other is really hard. Alright, so let's get rid of this. Let's flip up our trusty kickstand. Ooh, that's a nice feel. And you can see inside here, and people have tried to show this before, you can see underneath the kickstand all the information, but it never turns out well on camera. I'm seeing this now on the camera. I'm hoping it shows up good. You can see it's 128 gigs. It's got the nice Windows 8 Pro logo. So Surface. It's got serial numbers and then your disclaimers and don't throw it in the garbage and blah, 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 all that good stuff. Yeah, you know. I'm sure you've seen those about 1 billion times before. So, okay, now we have our beautiful Microsoft Surface Pro. So let's go ahead and connect this to the keyboard, and just like you see in all the videos, it's a perfect, a really strong snap-on, and that's nice. And then we can close this, and it seems it's a bit of setting that, unlike the iPads and such, there's no magnetic lock up here that this stays closed. I mean, if you're not careful, then I mean, it could kind of open up. But I mean, who's really? I suppose it's just a little thing. I guess first world problems, as we call them. It's just a little. I mean, if it's not so important. If you have it in a bag or your hand or something like that, it's gonna be being held right here, so it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what kind of things we have to set up. Hopefully it doesn't need to be charged. It needs to be charged. Okay, hang on a sec while I go to charge. You darn guys, I thought normally with new devices they give you like a little bit of battery in them, but no batteries. So no, this is going to have to sit on the wall for X amount of how long it takes to charge. Alright, so we have that, which fits in just lovely. And we will go plug this into the wall. Just make sure before I fry anything that this can handle the wattage. 100 to 240 volts and 50 to 60 megahertz. Output is always the same, 12 volts. All right, let's do this. Man, I am excited. I've been waiting so long for this device. Having dreams about it and everything. I'm sure there's some YouTube viewers who, whenever they order something on the internet and they have to wait for a long time and they're really excited for it, that they start having dreams about it. And if you say no, then I know you're lying, because it happens with everybody. So I've been dreaming about this for over a month. All right, let's see. Where's the thing? There it is. All right, got it plugged into the power. Will you let us go now? Yes. Surface. Loading, loading, loading. Here's that 128 gigabyte SSD. Going to work for you. I guess this is the initial load, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But, all right, my display language. We want that to be in English? No, not Spanish. Yes, English. License terms, yeah, I accept them. It's not like you'll let me do anything if I say no. All right, so I already have a... what the heck did I just do? Oh, that was all the steps. Okay, so I want my display color to maybe be, let's say, green. This green. PC name. Okay, we'll call it. It's so aggravating. Wait, maybe I can do this. Put it on top of one of the boxes. A little bit better. Give me a minute. Knew I should have invested in that tripod. Okay, that's a little bit more steady. Hopefully it will all work now. The viewing angle may not be the best because of the kickstand and because the camera is standing straight horizontally or vertically, but all right, we'll go. And then we'll connect to this. Oh man, what is my password? I need to go find my password. Who wants to connect to my internet? Here you go. I'll even be so kind as to give you all my Wi-Fi password. So you just have to come to Switzerland if you want to use it. Hopefully that's enough. Express settings. Install important updates. Protect your PC from unsafe files and websites. I don't like to use express settings because it leaves a lot to be desired. You're like, why isn't this doing this? Because it was set a different way. Sharing between, yes, we'll turn on sharing between. Okay, automatically. I usually turn off Windows updates because they bug the heck out of me, but I guess I'll leave it on this time. Automatic. What are my options? Okay. Device drivers, Windows Smart Screen, Explorer Smart Screen. Do not track websites in your Internet Explorer. Send Microsoft info. I don't know if I want to do this. Respond to malicious apps and... You know what, I'll just turn all that stuff on later if I feel like it. But check for online solutions, sure. Compatibility lists to help improve, yeah, whatever. Share info and apps, yep, sure. Windows platform and apps. Country, I guess we'll put Switzerland. But you know what? No, I'm not going to put Switzerland. I'm going to put... If I need to change my settings later, I will just do that. United States. But I don't want to go through all the garbage that says, oh, this happens to be in German, because I don't want to read stuff in German. My email address. You should probably not see my email address. Don't worry, almost done. Okay. Done. Yep. Okay, next. Checking for Microsoft account. Oh, man. More email stuff. Creating my account. Have this nice luscious green. Hello, how are you? Oh, I guess it's going to give me a Windows 8 tutorial. Oh yes, blah blah blah, I know all that stuff. Again, like I said, I've watched about 1 billion reviews and I know how to use Windows 8 probably better than a lot of people because I don't know if I'm supposed to move my mouse in this, but that last screen only went away because I moved my hand into my swiped in from the corner. Swiping from any edge, yes. Swiping from any edge, no, I guess it doesn't do anything, so I guess we just have to wait. I feel like, for one thing, I know I've already watched this video because I have Windows 8 on my other home computer, and I feel just like they're telling me stuff that I don't want to or need to know. I mean, I guess it makes sense because not everybody likes or has Windows 8, and so it's a good idea to say, hey, now that you have Windows 8, this is how you use it. But I mean, I feel like there should be a tutorial button so that you're not forced to watch it, because I mean, I don't know. I suppose it's maybe better than watching a loading bar, but I mean, I just feel dumb. I'm like, hey, yeah, I know how to use Windows 8, don't tell me. And it's just showing me, this is how you use Windows 8. But, I don't know. Personal preference. Come on, I still want to learn how to use Windows 8. I don't want to watch this. Come on, show me some more stuff. Show me all of your secrets. boy, I am ready to see this device in action. I was actually playing on Steam with a buddy yesterday. In fact, I'll tell a little bit about the story. I ordered this. Oh, well, it's ready. I guess I don't have to. So let's see. What do we have on here? Oh, it doesn't have Microsoft Office. It just has this right here. This trial version. Okay, it has Microsoft Office, but it's a trial version, and so I know that they let you use it for X amount of, like, I think it's 30 days or something like that, and so, but then you have to eventually pay for it. But again, you can always get Microsoft Office. So it has actually all of my stuff that I have on my computer at home, except for it's missing a few apps. I mean, and that's not a big deal because I didn't want it 100% synced, but here's my desktop. This is actually the desktop background that I have on my computer in my room, and that is pretty cool. We'll go back. Did I just feel... Oh, cool! It actually has a... what do you call it? Oh, I don't even remember what it's called. A vibrator thing. Man, I feel like an idiot. I can't remember what it's called, but when you hit this Windows key right here, which, yes, I always laugh when I'm seeing a video of a person and they're like, hey, let's go to the desktop, blah, 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 let's do this, let's do that. Oh, wait, how do I get back to the Metro or the start screen or whatever? Well, you have obviously your Windows key right here. You can obviously hit, or you can hit this. But it's always funny to me when I see somebody, they're like, hey, we'll make a Surface Pro review, but we don't know how to use the Surface Pro. They're always like, oh, I know that if I swipe in, I can do that. And it's just this funny because like when I look for a review, I look for somebody who knows what they're doing, who is speaking and they know what they're talking about. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm a super genius. I've had this device and I'm 100% perfect. I know how to use it. But I mean, at least it would be nice to know that the person I'm watching a review from knows what they're talking about and knows how to use the device. And in fact, knows how to use the device in a way that makes it appealing for other people. So that, because I mean, the whole point of a review is to show how this device is, so that a person will say, you know what, I could see myself using that, and then they'll either go out and buy one, or they'll say, no, you know what, I don't think such a device is for me, and then they won't buy it. But I mean, if you have somebody who's like, how do I, or they're at the desktop, and how do I get home? I think, they said something about, yeah, swipe in from the corner, start, okay. To me, that's just like, okay, do a little bit of research before you are going to make a review, because I mean, you're not really selling the device the way it should be sold. You're not telling all of the things that need to be expressed so that a person can make the most educated decision as far as buying this device is concerned. And so I don't know, that's just a personal pet peeve of mine, but I mean, nobody's perfect. And again, I don't mean to say, hey, I'm the best person ever, I know how to do everything. And I know it comes off sounding a little bit like that, but I mean, I just think that do a little bit of research before you try and go and make a full-on review video, so that at least I can see some continuity, some that you actually know what's going on. So, yeah. Okay, so I think I'm about done now. All right, so yeah, what I was saying, I'm sorry. I got a little bit carried away. So there's a vibrator, as in the same thing like in controllers and phones, maybe not so hard, but when you push this, you can actually feel your device vibrate. It's got a little bit of haptic feedback right there. And I did not know that about the Surface before, so I think that's pretty cool. It's not like it's not going to shake your device all over the place, but I mean, yeah. And so I know also that when you close this, it turns off the screen. That's just, yep, screen is turned off. And you open it back up. And it takes a couple seconds, I suppose. Hello? Surface. Oh, there we go. And yeah. Well, there you have it. That is my review of my Microsoft Surface Pro. I apologize if the quality of this review, if the quality of the video taken, if anything was disagreeable. As I have said, this is my very first review, and I have never actually made a review of anything before in my life. But I figured since I watched about 90,000 of them, that I would go ahead and give it a try, just because, if for no other reason, I'm one of those people who, as I was waiting for the Surface to come, like I said, I watched a bunch of reviews, and there were all sorts of unboxing videos. And I'm one of those people that when I'm waiting for something, and I'm gonna be the one unboxing it in X amount of how long, I don't want to watch another person unboxing because it feels like it ruins the surprise for me. Oh look, I haven't tried that yet. Yeah, I feel like it ruins the surprise for me. I wanted to be the one to unbox myself. So I made this video, if for no other reason, so that I can watch and enjoy time and time again myself unboxing my Surface Pro. Hopefully it will provide me with that. You know what? Okay, I'm sorry, I said this video was over, but I guess I can go over a little bit of the features because, I mean, after watching so many reviews, I've noticed that no one person tells all of the features that the Surface Pro has. So I want to see if I can try and get them all in to this video, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I will give some lucky viewer who didn't have an idea before an idea exactly of what he's getting when he gets the Surface Pro. So like I said, here's the Wacom pen. Some people call it a stylus. It's not technically a stylus because a stylus is a piece of plastic that when touched on a touch screen, it activates spots on the screen because the screen itself is a button and is thousands of buttons, and so a stylus just allows you to accurately touch a point on a device. But this is actually a Wacom digitizer pen, so the screen is a full touch screen. This pen is designed to be able to draw. So you couldn't do that on like the old Palm 1s from the mid-early 2000s. You could draw, but I mean this is far more accurate. It has 10 points of touch detection or something like that versus the RT, which I believe only has 4. Don't quote me on that because I'm not an expert on the RT. But as far as the features go with this pen, you have first of all, as I said before, here's this right here, this knob on the top allows you to plug it in right where the power goes. And from what I'm told, it's not a very strong fit. I haven't tried it yet, obviously. You've seen everything that I've done since I've unboxed it. It's not a very strong fit, and it falls off easily, and blah, 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 wah, wah. All these people are complaining about little things like that. And the battery as well. I mean, come on, you're not going to get a perfect device ever, so yeah, I'll explain a bit about it. So this allows you to connect it to the charging port. Again, it is also a button for those of you who did not know. So you can see, let me see, I'm not sure if it'll turn up on camera, but when you put it close, you can see a little dot. Let me get in a little bit closer. You can see a little dot. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Let's close that. Okay, you can see a little dot on the screen. That is the hover function. So it allows it to be as though it's your mouse hovering. So your mouse is right here, exactly where the spot was. But then you go here, and it turns into that dot, which comes from the pen, and that is a hover. So obviously, a touch on the screen would be a click, but then you click and hold that button, and then you touch on whatever, and then that is a right click. And then right click again, and that turns off the app. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the camera. I don't know if it saw that. Let me try it again. Okay, so I'm holding down this button right here, and then I touch that, and then see I got my right click options for a metro tile. Then I'll hit it again, and then it's gone. So that is as far as the pen is concerned, except for us. Oh, freaking A. I don't know why. Okay. That's as far as the pen is concerned. Actually, no, I did not want to start Office. Okay, let me go back. I wanted to start, oh, I'm not seeing OneNote. Wonder if it's somewhere else. I know that OneNote comes installed, well, I guess maybe not installed, but I know it comes somewhere on this thing. I know that with the Microsoft Surface, you get this program. It's called OneNote. It allows you to draw and sketch. And again, this pen has very many points of touch sensitivity. I don't remember. I heard something the other night. I don't remember exactly how much it is. But basically, when you're drawing with this thing, if you press hard, then it'll make a hard, like a thick line. But if you touch very softly, then it'll make a very soft line. And so, again, I'm not seeing Microsoft OneNote. I'm not sure where it is. I'm guessing it is somewhere either hidden. Oh, actually, I guess I could search for it. See if it even is installed. OneNote. Nope, it's not anywhere on this just yet. So I'm not exactly sure. I guess I can go ahead and make another video after I've had some time to play with this, and I will show all of the viewers exactly what I meant by a line, a thick line and a thin line. It's not that exciting. I suppose it is exciting for people who like to draw, but blah blah blah, yeah, all that kind of stuff. And then again with the eraser, like I said, it has an eraser here. You just go back over what you've done. But I will make this OneNote. This is so much harder because I don't have OneNote. Pretend I drew my name, E-M-M. I drew it all in cursive, so it was all connected together. So for instance, when you want to go back and erase something, you go back with the eraser, but it doesn't just erase a little part of like where your eraser is, it erases all that's connected. So you have to be very careful with that. So for instance, I might have to draw my name in cursive, but separate all the letters, and so that it doesn't erase the whole thing if I make a mistake. So just keep that in mind when you're using the pen and when you're using the eraser and stuff like that. Again, it's not the best, but I mean, how many pens, how many digitizer pens have you heard of that have an eraser? What else is there? As far as what you saw before on how to use, this is kind of, I guess, how to use Windows 8 now. Swiping from the right, and then you get your charms settings. Yeah, so here's settings. You can go, here's your Wi-Fi, here's your volume. I guess this might be, oh, that's brightness, I guess. Notifications, here's your power. Do I want sleep, shut down, blah, blah, blah. I really like this hover function, I have to say. I'm sorry to just break off in mid, but it's kind of nice. It seems like it's like I don't have to have the pen touching the screen and blocking the view. It actually is just, it's putting that little dot there and it's highlighting what I'm pointing at. I like it. So yeah, anyway, keyboard, then here's your whole PC settings, and here you can get your backgrounds. This is the background I have on my home computer. I think I'd rather have this on my Surface though. Scroll down a bit, let's see. Here's, yeah, all sorts of, you can get your, where is it, devices. No, that's not it. There's a thing that allows you to sync, sync your settings. So this is why it already looks a little bit like my computer in my room, because the settings are, you can sync them across your Windows 8 devices, so yeah. All this other kind of stuff about your internet and metered connections and home group and computers that you share with. Other than that, there's nothing too interesting. Your users, you have, it shows you exactly what your accounts that are on this device. And personally, I don't want to have so many users on this device. In fact, I think it's just going to be me, because I mean I like to have I like the iPad idea. I mean at first when it came out I was like, okay, it's an iPad. It's the exact same thing as an iPhone. Who the heck wants to buy an oversized iPhone? And can you even imagine taking pictures and stuff with such a device? And in fact, I have seen people taking pictures with an iPad and they just look silly. But I like the idea where you pick it up, you push the button. If you don't have a password on it, you just swipe your finger across. It goes to your screen. I don't want it to be like a computer. The Surface Pro is a computer, and I'll touch over that a little bit. It is a computer, but I don't like the idea of other people to just be able to pick up my device and say, hey, I'm going to go do this, blah, 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 because I have my own account. So yeah, like I said, it's a computer. If you don't already know, it has an i5 processor. I'm a little fuzzy on the specs. I don't remember what the exact model number, but I know it runs at about 1.7 hertz, and then it boosts up to 2 point something. I'm sorry. I suppose I should have looked that up or researched it before I said anything about that. So okay, that's we'll just say it's an Ivy Bridge Core i5. As far as the processor goes, I won't go too heavily into that because I don't know. I know about processors, but I'm not sure exactly all the model of this. It has 4 gigs of RAM. It has a 128 gigabyte solid state hard drive. So that means when you turn it off, oh dang it. When you turn it off, you can turn it back on and it comes on relatively quickly. Yeah, so it's pretty, you don't have to, it's not like your computers that have your regular hard drives that you put them to sleep and it takes a couple minutes for them to turn on. So make also a note of this. This button on the top, it's not like the iPad. It is yes, it is a sleep-wake button, but when you imagine this is a computer, because that is what it is. When you hit this button, you're putting your computer to sleep, or hibernate it used to be called. Actually, they're two different things, but now they left out hibernate and it's just sleep. So now the computer is sleeping. It's in an ultra-low power state, and it's not like an iPad. You don't just push any button or whatever and it turns back on. Well, never mind. I guess you do. I'm sorry. I seem like an idiot now. Okay, so, but when I push this button, it's completely asleep. So the reason I say this is because if you have something running, let's say you're streaming a video or you're listening to YouTube or something, and you hit this button because you think it's like an iPad or something, it is not. It will put this to sleep and it will stop any operation because it's putting this computer to sleep. This is a computer. It's a tablet, but it's a computer. So keep that in mind when you are comparing this to an iPad and all sorts of other things. So as I said, I am a fan of an iPad and how you can, or iDevices where you can pick them up and you can swipe your finger across and then and it's completely unlocked. So that is what I am actually going to do here. I am going to take off my password so that I can just switch up, or swipe the screen up to unlock it. Let's see. Whoops. Or you know what? I won't change the password just yet. I wanted to show something which I had to look up on a review video before because I thought it was pretty interesting. Create a picture. Go to users. This is to create a picture password, and I'll show you exactly what that means. Go to users, create picture password. So you click that. You have to confirm your current password. Whoops. Okay, so now it shows you a picture and it shows you, it puts instructions on here, so I'm not going to read them, but I mean, basically you have to make 3 motions. First motion is a click or a tap, which it shows up as a circle. Next one is a line. Third one is a circle, and I think if you do a box, it counts also as a circle. So you have to pick any of those 3 movements, but you choose a picture first. So I'm going to choose a picture. I guess I don't have any pictures on here. I have got to have, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, I'll go from photos. Let's just take a Facebook picture. Let's say, let's try, oh, okay, here we got some good ones. Some pictures from before I left the U.S. and then a couple of pictures afterwards. Here's my old truck. Let's take this one, for example. So I have this picture of my old truck. You can now drag it into position how you want it. So you use this picture. Now it says draw 3 gestures on your picture. So for instance, I have 4 circle lights in here, well, 5 circle lights in here. So for instance, I can go 1 tap, 2, and then 3. So that's my third gesture. So now if you'll notice, if you'll remember, I touched on the first one, the third one, and then the underneath one. So now you just confirm it again. And now it's finished. And so now when you put your device to sleep, turn it back on. There's that SSD. Okay, so you swipe up. Now you see this picture, and now touch here, here, and here, and that unlocks your device. Now I don't want to use a picture password. I just want to be able to swipe up as though this were an iPad or an Android or something like that. So I'm going to actually take my password off, but I guess I will do that later because I don't want to go through the steps of finding where is this in a review video. Anyway, you know what? This has been a 47 minute review video, and I think I'm going to wrap it up right about there. Again, I will probably post another video when I have had some more time to play with this device, and I will show some more of the hidden features, I suppose, that maybe not everybody knows about. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I apologize if it wasn't as professional as maybe you are used to, because, as I've said, this is my very first review video, and I don't have super amazing recording hardware vis-a-vis a nice camera and a tripod. I'm actually just using my iPhone 5 camera, so I will say goodbye, bid you adieu, and I hope you enjoy this video. Like if you found it helpful.